Back here on Hawks Sports Talk, Hartford Hawks women's basketball edition, as we have substituted Jen Rosati with one of the former standouts, the assistant coach, and Jackie Smith. And, I mean, you just live the dream of sweatpants and a hoodie, and that's your attire to show up to work.
I'm living the dream, man. Living the dream.
Well, welcome to the broadcast. Did you kind of make that decision from when you were a standout here that, hey, listen, I love wearing sweats and a hoodie, that this is what I want to do? I need to become a coach now?
Come on, every college kid is like, what job can I do where I can wear sweats every day?
Listen,
and
I traded a suit and tie with Enterprise to work in sports so I could wear shorts and a T-shirt.
See, you're getting it. You get it. That's it.
Let's talk a little bit about the transition. Before you got here to Hartford, you went to Stonehill and you got your experience with a coach. Just talk about that transition between, you know, being a player, your career is over, and I kind of want to take it to the next level and become a coach.
Yeah, the experience that I got at Stonehill by far was one of the best things I could have done. The head coach there, Trish Brown, is still there. She's one of my mentors. She took a chance on a young kid that's had zero coaching experience. I was lucky to have the playing experience that I had because I was a point guard. I was a cerebral player for sure. And, I took everything that Coach Riz and Sully had taught me in college and basically was just a parrot my first year. I just repeated everything that I had been taught for 4 years and told the girls at Stonehill that the same exact things. And luckily, those two know what they're doing. So, it was easy for me. And the whole coaching thing, luckily for me, it was pretty easy. It came naturally for me. But, Trish at Stonehill allowed me to do, a ton of recruiting and scouts and, a lot of player development, everything. I got a hand in everything. And that experience is by far the definite reason why I'm here and in the position that I'm in right now. It was an awesome experience for a young coach. How was the
interview process? Because obviously you had a good reference in Jennifer Rosati, and then you said that she took a chance on you. So obviously that got brought up in the conversation in the interview. Like, you have no experience. Why should I hire you?
Yeah, absolutely. And everyone going into the coaching business, that's the biggest thing, and that's the hardest thing for young coaches coming out of school that want to do it. If you don't have experience, that's what everyone's looking for, So it did get brought up because I was 22 at the time, and I just was able to find a way to tell her that my playing experience, basically I was a coach on the floor, especially my last 2 years as a captain my junior and senior year. I found a voice on the floor, and I definitely wasn't the best player on the team. So I had to find a way to make sure that everyone was in the right spot, and being a point guard and the voice on the floor and kind of the floor captain and the floor coach helped me. And I was able to kind of use that as my way of letting them know that I definitely have coaching experience. It just might not have been on the bench. It was on the floor.
We're here on Hawks Sports Talk. We have the assistant coach and Jackie Smith. And obviously, if you follow the program, you definitely know the name. So you move from Stonehill, former standout IKEA Witt, leaves the program, to pursue other things in her career, and then the door is wide open for you. Take us back to that moment where you get the phone call, or did you give a phone call to Jen Rosati?
No, I got the call from her, and it's like your dream job is just handed to you, and I couldn't.
Where were you?
I was home.
Okay.
In Brockton, Mass at the time, and I just freaked out. I immediately said yes, and I wouldn't have left Stonehill
without even hearing the details. Yes.
Absolutely. 100%. I wouldn't have left Stonehill at that point for any other job other than Hartford.
No, you were in a great position.
It was awesome.
Close to home.
Yep. The team was great. Like I said, my head coach at the time was awesome. I was getting a ton of experience. I was, like the recruiting coordinator there. After 1 year, I was made recruiting coordinator, and it was awesome. So, but yeah, without even not even a hesitation, not a second went by when she offered me that job that I said yes, and so it's been awesome ever since.
We still miss you, IKEA Witt, though.
Oh, absolutely. But shouts to Kia.
Let's talk about the fact that, and we were talking about this before we got on here, kind of lived the storybook career. So you get here as a freshman, You guys go to the NCAA tournament. You beat Syracuse. And then your sophomore year, that's my first year, part of the radio team, you beat Duke on the road in Chicago at DePaul. Your junior year, outstanding year. You guys just roll through people. You're ranked 19th in the country. Senior year, you win a championship on BU's floor. Huge arch rival. You're from Massachusetts. It was just the storybook career. But let's kind of go back to the fact that senior year, you started 1-9. Mm-hmm. This team right now is struggling. And, you can sit over there with a smile on your face going, yeah, we went through that, hurdle, but yet we came out on top. How do you translate that to the girls today?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I was thinking about it yesterday.
It sounds different when you say it out loud, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was so bad during the non-conference in my senior year that I've probably blacked it out a little bit. So I just think it's going to be able to translate a little bit more when things start to turn around. Like everyone on staff has been telling them, it's just small changes. They have to listen to what we're saying and have faith in what we're doing and keep buying into what we're trying to do. And it's not like as a staff we made it easy on these guys. Like our non-conference schedule is ridiculously hard. So they just have to keep working at it. And I remember having a meeting with Coach Riz as a player after we lost to Hartford and hit.
I remember that.
Oh my God.
That was like one of the worst bus rides ever.
Rock bottom for that team. And I've never felt so bad my whole life.
I wanted to change my seat. You guys were just getting reamed out.
Yeah, it was bad.
I'm like, can I go in the back of the bus?
It's bad. Yeah,
crawl?
Mary, and Weave just got brought up to the front.
But I think that was the changing point.
It was 100% the changing point, and we were able to, as captains, meet with the whole team and call everybody out, and it was like really have to break everybody down and see what everyone's made of. And I know that our seniors this year are completely bought into what we're trying to do, and I think I 100% believe that we're going to be fine, and we're just going to turn a page, and we're gonna get there, and we'll be all right.
That's Jackie Smith, the assistant coach here on the Coach's Corner inside of Hawks Sports Talk. And, I mean, from my point of view, the non-conference every year is tough. But in reality, like, it doesn't really matter because once you get into conference play, that's what's going to determine whether you go to the postseason or not. And, going back to the whole fact that two-time America East champion, three-time NCAA tournament appearances, you went to the postseason all 4 years. So you can literally sit over there and smile ear to ear, but now you're on the other side of that. So do you find it difficult in taking how, you kind of mentioned you weren't the greatest player, but you took your assets and, were able to kind of transition that to becoming a better floor general? How do you do that from a coaching standpoint because you lived it?
Yeah. Well, it's something you have to work on, to be honest with you, because I feel like my communication style with teammates could be way different than it is with
grabbing them.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, I'm not in the locker room anymore. I'm not with these guys every day. On campus. I'm not a college kid anymore. So, the way I communicate with them has to be different. But I think the point that I try to make as a player and now as a coach hasn't changed. Having them buy into what Coach Irizarry wants and her ideals is the same thing. I was like that as a player. I had her back as a player and I have her back as her assistant coach. And so just having that common philosophy has made it really easy for me. I think having having the resume that I have, and I think the girls might know of it a little bit. I know I played with the senior class I graduated last year, so they knew kind of what I accomplished as a player. I think these guys have an idea of what I did, so I think the respect level that they have for me helps me with when I say things. They listen at least. So
and you're super cool. So I think
that's point number one. I'm really cool. So
you're Jackie Smith. We appreciate the time.
Thanks, Brian.
That's the assistant coach and Jackie Smith. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll sit down with one of the members of this women's basketball team from the player side.